My name is Frederick Rankin. I run a Thread by Thread.
My name is Finn, and my brand is FFF.
So I'm Max. My alias is Mako.
I'm Jack, aka Garm Goblin, the owner of Rough Cut Official.
My name's Noah, so under Noah Harry Palmer. Just as it's my full name. Pretty easy. We're in the home studio, as it's called, full of everything. Mainly where I work. I like also working in the kitchen. But yeah, just a place that is full of ideas and hopefully good ones and good designs. I try to keep everything as sustainable as you can do. But also with sustainability, there is the enjoyment of kind of problem solving. So with like the jackets, taking pairs of jeans, cutting them up, working out how to make a jacket out of these things and problem solving where the seams will be and stuff like that is enjoyable. But also seeing how much waste there is in the fashion industry, and from early on always doing it sustainably, kind of got stuck on that, which I'm very happy to be doing. And it's just a bit more of a task, but I would say more rewarding. With all the offcuts and all these little things, there are so many opportunities. So it's just trying to open your eyes, trying to open my eyes at least, and seeing what can be done with them rather than just get them chucked away and stuff. Yeah, this project, I loved it. Brought me back to how I designed when I was younger. And brought me back, I think, to the way that I enjoy designing and enjoy kind of creating more the jeans, like taking the jeans apart, working out, problem solving how to make them into jackets, but also like learning about clothing and how jackets are made day by day. I just kind of enjoy doing that with these jeans.
So I'm making a hooded jacket with a fur hood to match a trapeze shanker hat that will also have fur in the ears and the lining. And I might also make a little canvas out of what's left over. This piece is a lot more uniform and maybe even smart than some of the pieces I make, even though the actual shape of the jacket and the hat aren't like a classic smart silhouette. The actual tartan is a bit more uniform and clean than a lot of the stuff I make, even though it's still got that distressed fraying aspect to it. I thought tartan would be a perfect example of that. So I've been wanting to experiment with that for a while, and this is the perfect excuse to do it. I had to just stare at a picture of tartan for a couple of hours, figure it out, just kind of work it out in my mind. And then I started experimenting. It took me about 3 attempts to get it right.
First exciting project for me was actually like applying for these universities. So they always gave you like a brief, like you had to have like 6 fashion illustrations, like 4 fashion samples. I got really like into it because I was like, shit, this like actually means something, and like this is either gonna like get me to go to university or not. So that was pretty much me and my mum like stayed up till like 3 in the morning in the kitchen, like really trying to make it like so good that it would, I guess like work. And it did, which I'm so grateful for. CSM was a very like interesting school because I've never really been in that fashion scene fully. So being kind of thrown into it at the beginning was very like different and didn't really understand how it kind of worked. But first 2 years were really just me, I guess, trying to figure out what I like and what I want to do. There's not much teaching involved with CSM. They kind of want you to like figure it out on your own, which I guess is really good as well. We had loads of sustainability lectures at CSM. They did really push us to kind of figure out how we could do things better and better for the environment, and it was very interesting. I think with this project it's been great because I've already had this kind of ethos in my mind of like reusing a lot of things that I've already had. So being given Nudie Jeans denim, it's been like really fun because I've already like been like known about like cutting stuff up and trying to rework it in my own way, which I think is fun.
I've been sewing for around 8-9 years now. I started off with loads of sort of reworking, and I used to go to charity shops and buy pieces of clothing and stick them together. It was called Half and Half Threads, the brand I was doing before Rough Cut. But it kind of boxed me in a sort of avenue where I had to sort of cut pre-existing clothing, take it apart, put it back together. So I sort of changed and transformed into this kind of upcycle brand where I use loads of denim to put on top of pre-existing clothing, which then sort of evolved into being what Rough Cut is now. And I sort of found a style through just layering sort of over all the denim and stuff. But yeah, the charity shops mainly spoke to me, and the jumble sales and the scrap stores, because it was mostly money. It was having no budget, being able to, being able to do something with like the bare minimum of what you've got. I think that's like a very important thing to do, you know. I'd like to think with Rough Cut it's a very signature sort of style patchwork. I'll always keep the sort of fraying of the jeans. The format of how I patchwork is very clean, so I wanted to create something which would be very sort of down that avenue, sort of my style, but maybe one of my statement pieces. So the Ushanka cap was like my first pattern that I've ever dropped on a piece of clothing. It's also one of the items which sort of have sold the best for me in Rough Cut. And yeah, I think it would just be a perfect item to just showcase exactly what Rough Cut is.
I'm like really happy to be working with Nudie Jeans for like providing materials, and like it goes along with what I intend to do. I don't really tend to use new materials. It's been a great opportunity to like sort of take something on a bit of a larger scale, have access to some like a larger pool of materials, and then create something new from that. I love denim. Like it's just, I like really like working with denim. It's like super sturdy, reliable. I just like the way it feels under the machine. Like when I'm using lighter fabrics and flimsy, and like just I just like the strength of denim. I think there's big storytelling capacity, especially when you're like sourcing your materials secondhand. I mean, you never know whether something's been sitting in someone's wardrobe or whether it's like lived a life. Also, that's why denim's great for me. Like you can see the story of denim, and I think it's important to respect. Like I won't touch an old pair of jeans that has a nice fade. I'd rather keep them because like I think it's cardinal sin to chop them up. Sustainability is like super important for me because I think there's always new things being made. So if I can make something new but it's out of something that already exists, then that's a net positive, because like in my eyes, if I can take like for this project 10 pairs of jeans and turn it into one jacket, that's less space being taken up, that's less stuff that's going to end up in landfill. It's taking something that's not being used and condensing it and making it something nice.
I'm very thankful for both sides of the party, SewMe and Nudie, to have the opportunity, and also to kind of design and make again like how I want to. It's kind of brought me back into it, so I was very thankful and enjoyable experience with the two platforms.
So thank you very much to SewMe and to Nudie Jeans for providing me materials and providing me this environment to create new things. And yeah, that's me. Thank you.
And that's what we've been doing, well, what I've been doing. So yeah, all done.
Excited because the quality of their jeans seems to be really good for what I'm sort of doing in the patchworking. I think when I was back in like the jumble sale sort of era, maybe I did come across a few Nudie jeans. There was so many sort of brands and stuff that came through, so it's definitely, it could have been patchworked into an old upcycled piece of mine in the past, so you never know.
I guess I'm just really excited to be doing this. Yeah. It's a fun project.
Yeah. Cool. Happy. Go up.
Cool.